As autumn ends, Europe's attention turns skyward, wondering, what will this winter bring? For millions, the answer shapes everything: energy bills, travel, health, and even the food on our tables. A mild winter eases daily life, but a harsh one can strain energy supplies and disrupt economies. That's why accurate winter forecasts are essential, not just for curiosity, but for planning at every level. Governments and energy companies rely on these predictions to manage gas reserves and prevent shortages. Transportation and public health officials use them to prepare for snow, ice, and seasonal illnesses. Farmers depend on forecasts to protect crops from damaging frosts and soil erosion. This year, scientists are closely watching for a sudden stratospheric warming event, an atmospheric shift that could signal a colder, more challenging winter. The signs appearing now may be the first hint of what's to come. Let's explore what these signals mean for Europe. To understand Europe's winter, we need to look high above, into the stratosphere. The troposphere is where our weather happens, but above it, the stratosphere stretches up to 50 kilometers. The stratosphere is famous for the ozone layer, which protects us from harmful UV rays and creates a unique temperature profile. Unlike the troposphere, the stratosphere gets warmer with height, making it stable and calm. But it's not isolated. Planetary waves from below can disrupt it, especially in winter. Over the pole, the stratosphere becomes extremely cold, forming the stratospheric polar vortex, a massive cyclone of frigid air. The strength of this vortex determines whether Arctic cold stays locked up or escapes south. When stable, the vortex keeps Europe mild, but if disrupted, it can unleash a deep freeze. This connection between layers is crucial for winter forecasting. Let's see how these disruptions happen. Sudden stratospheric warming, or SSW, is a dramatic event where the polar stratosphere rapidly heats up, sometimes by 50 degrees in days. This isn't about climate change, but a natural process triggered by powerful planetary waves rising from below. When these waves break in the stratosphere, they disrupt the polar vortex, sometimes reversing its winds. Imagine the vortex as a spinning top. Strong waves can knock it off balance or even split it apart. The real impact is the breakdown of the vortex, not just the warming itself. These changes don't reach us immediately. It takes days or weeks for the disruption to descend to the surface. As the altered winds propagate downward, they reshape weather patterns across Europe. The result? A shift toward colder, stormier conditions. SSW is the atmospheric domino that can set off a chain reaction of winter extremes. Understanding this process is key to predicting Europe's winter. The polar vortex is more than a headline. It's a vast, swirling mass of cold air high above the Arctic. In winter, the stratospheric vortex forms a powerful cyclone, encircled by the polar night jet, which keeps the coldest air trapped. When the vortex is strong, Europe enjoys milder, wetter winters as mild Atlantic air dominates. But if planetary waves weaken the vortex, the jet stream wobbles, breaking the fence that holds back Arctic air. This opens the door for frigid air to surge south, bringing deep freezes to Europe. The strength and stability of the vortex are the engine behind our winter weather. A strong vortex means calm. A weak one means chaos. Watching the vortex is essential for long-range forecasts. The next step: how a wobbly vortex changes everything on the ground. Let's see what happens when the cold escapes. When an SSW weakens the polar vortex, the jet stream becomes wavy, steering weather systems into new, extreme patterns. High pressure over Greenland, known as a Greenland block, can divert the usual flow of mild Atlantic storms. This block reroutes winds, allowing frigid air from Siberia and the Arctic to sweep into Europe. The infamous beast from the east brings bitter cold and heavy snow, especially to the UK and northern coasts. These patterns can persist for weeks, plunging Europe into a deep freeze. SSW events are behind some of the continent's most severe winters. The irony warming high above leads to intense surface cold. It's all about how the atmosphere rearranges itself. Next, let's look at what's happening right now. As of late November 2025, forecast models are picking up strong signals of increased planetary wave activity. These waves are poised to disrupt the polar stratosphere, the first step toward a possible SSW. Enhanced wave patterns are forming, squeezing the vortex from both Siberian and North American sides. Models predict a rapid warming in the polar stratosphere within weeks, possibly exceeding 40 degrees. If this unfolds, it would trigger a major SSW, with the greatest impact if it happens in early winter. While forecasts aren't guarantees, the consistency across models is raising confidence among meteorologists. The atmosphere is primed for a significant shake-up. The meteorological community is watching closely, ready for rapid changes. The next few weeks will be critical. What could this mean for Europe's winter? Experts now see a high chance of a colder than average winter for northern and central Europe. If the SSW occurs, its effects could hit around the new year, shifting weather patterns dramatically. A persistent high-pressure block over Greenland would shut down mild Atlantic air, locking in the cold. Countries like the UK, France, Germany, and Scandinavia could face weeks of deep freeze and heavy snow. Southern Europe may see more storms and rain as the jet stream shifts south. The risk of disruptive snow events is much higher than usual. While there will be milder spells, the overall season looks challenging. Governments and the public are urged to prepare for severe conditions. The last major SSW in 2018 caused widespread disruption. This winter could be similar. The message: be ready for a winter that packs a punch. A colder winter forecast means it's time to prepare, not panic. Check your heating, insulate your home, and stock up on essentials in case of severe weather or power outages. Stay informed. Follow local forecasts and heed official warnings. Avoid unnecessary travel during snow or ice, and check on vulnerable neighbours. Businesses should review contingency plans. Energy and transport sectors must brace for high demand and disruptions. Flexible work arrangements can help keep things running. Farmers need to protect livestock and crops from prolonged cold. The lead time from forecasts is a valuable tool. Use it to stay safe and comfortable. By understanding the science and acting early, we can face winter's challenges with confidence. Preparedness is our best defense. This winter is a vivid lesson in how the stratosphere shapes our daily lives. A potential SSW could unleash a cascade of changes, turning a scientific signal into real-world impacts. Advances in forecasting now give us weeks of warning, transforming crisis into manageable challenge. Governments, industries, and individuals can plan and adapt, reducing risks. As December unfolds, scientists will track every shift in the polar vortex. The story is still being written. Forecasts will evolve as events unfold. In a warming world, a brutally cold winter may seem odd, but it's a reminder of nature's complexity. Understanding these cycles is as vital as tracking long-term climate change. This winter promises to be a powerful lesson in the dynamic character of our planet.